So I would like you to unmute and tell me what you have learned on our last class.
Okay, in our last class, we talked about a dictionary, how to obtain values from a dictionary. And I also did the assignments converting those sets to tuples, converting tuples to list and set to list. Yeah.
So I believe that you understand how you can convert. You have the knowledge for doing it, right?
Yes. See, you
I
posted
believe now
class
you
for
have the knowledge.
yes, you posted class for 8:30. So I feel those people may have seen it, and that's why they are not joining.
I did not hear you.
I said you posted this class for 8:30, so they might have seen it, and before you now edited
I
it,
did
so
not
they might.
posted it 8:30. It's
You said we
it's
should
eight
log in before
o'clock.
you edited it. That's why they are not joining. You wrote 8:30 before you edited it, and say now said join now. You wrote uh, join by 8:30. Perhaps that's why they are not joining.
That was a copy and paste. So as I drop it, I have to edit it instantly. Okay. So it did not
Okay,
took a lot of time before I edited it.
okay.
So they will join you anywhere they join you. Will continue. So I'm going to talk about relational database, relational operator. Sorry, relational operators are operators we normally use in our mathematics. And these operators we are going to look at on the greater than. I believe you have been used to it. The greater than, the lesser than, the equal to, lesser or equal to. So these are relational operators, and they are relational because you use it to relate to values. You use the word relate to values. Now the new thing we are going to learn today. The new thing we are going to learn today is also how we can what accept input. How we can what accept input for users. And to accept input for users, we first of all we have to what use the word input function. So we are going to use the input function so that we can what accept input from users. So we have talked about relational operator, and we also explained what the greater and lesser than. So this greater, lesser than, uh these are relational what operator, and these operator are what used to what relates to value. So we are going to base on what practical class of this word. So I'm going to start now. So now we are going to use what greater than, and sorry, and we are going to use brackets to use the sign, or to indicate the sign, sorry. Now this is what we are going to do today. So I'm going to create a variable called num1, num1, and I will assign it to what, an integer. So we are converting our input to what, integer. So now for us to get an input, we are going to do it like this. I'm going to insert my input inside the integer function. So inside the what, integer function. So I'm going to do it like this. Input is what we are going to use to what input so the function. And you remember a function always attached with what, bracket. So I want to tell the person to what, enter is what, is number. Let's say enter number, then let's say colon colon. We'll give it a space. Then I will just copy it and change the words I'll change the number to num2. Now this is what num2. I believe you can hear me boldly, right?
Yes, yes.
So this is num2. I'm going to write a conditional statement for what? The num1 and num2. I'm going to say if is, so we are using the greater than, we want to relate them now. Is greater than num2. Num2. Then we are going to what? A certain condition of what we want it to do. We are going to say print. We are going to say print what? Yes. Yes. And s, we are going to tell it to print what? No. Print no. So this is what I want uh my condition to my conditional operator to say. If this input, if I collected the input from the users, you have to do a comparison for me. You have to relate it for me. If num1 is greater than num2, it should say yes. If it's not greater, it should say no. So I'm going to run it. So, oh. Now the column is my error now. So I'm going to run it again. Now, did you see he has requested me to enter a number? I will enter a value of 45. Now I will enter a value of what? 20. Now, did you see that it said yes, num1 is what? Greater than what? Num2. I can still run it again. I can put 20, I can put 25, then I can put 45. You see? No. So this is how you can what? Play with what? Relational datas. So this relational datas always deal with what? Comparison. Comparison. And you must compare two values. You must compare two values. When you are writing programs, you will always deal on what? Comparison. So it is more important for you to know that comparison is more important. So as a programmer, as you journey towards analyzing data, you have to take note of what comparison. So let's move on. I'm going to create, okay, let me just copy this. Let's see the one of lesser than. Let's copy and paste. So I'm going to change here to be lesser than, okay. And this lesser than, and we are going to deal on what? The lesser than sign. So you know our lesser than sign, so we are going to deal on that. Now, the thing is that our code remain the same. Why? Because we have already used an input. It make it more dynamic. It's not looking static. Make it look dynamic. You see, I have not changed anything, because even when I change even when I change the directions, the signs, my syntax still remain the same. So that is why I always advise people to use what? Inputs, because you don't know what the user will input at. So I'm going to do it like this. Let's say 45 and 23. You see, no. So automatically, num2 is what? Is lesser than num1. So that is how you play with what? The lesser than. So I believe you can also work with what equal, greater or equal to. You can work with what greater or what equal to, or equal to. So let's see for greater or equal to. So I'm going to copy this. It's just for us to change the sign. Now we are working on what's greater or greater than equal. Okay, let's say greater than equal to. Now for greater than equal to, we are going to attach what? The greater than and the equal to sign. So now this is the sign we are going to what use. I'm going to copy the sign here and paste it. It will compare for me, and we are going to insert value. Let's say 5, and when they are equal, it said yes, they are equal. Okay, when they are not equal, so let's see. It said yes, 5 is what is still greater, but let's see, 45 is still greater. So let's see when the first is lesser than and the other is, you see, no. So this is how it works. Now your input make it what more dynamic, and it will help you a lot when you are creating code, series of code. So we are going to look on lesser, or yeah, still also do for what lesser or equal to. And now let me do for not equal to, so that you can be able to see the sign of what not equal to. So I'm going to copy this, copy, and I'll write a new code and paste it. Now we are looking for what not equal to. So not equal to, sorry, so I will load it again. So not equal to is what, like this. Now not equal to, so I will just copy the sign and paste it here. So not equal to, so I'm going to run it again. So I'll run it again now. So I will insert values, let's say 34, and let's say 34. It say no, no. Why? They are equal to, they are equal to. But if it's not equal to, it will give me the right answer. So let's run it. Let's put the same answer again. You see, no. We are checking for what? If 1 is not equal to 2. He said no. But if they are equal, he said no. Is 1 equal to, not equal to 4, num 2? He said no. They are equal to. Now let's see if they are not equal to. Let's see, 2, 34. He said yes, they are not what equal, they are not what equal to. So this is how you play with the not equal to. And if you are indicating not equal to, you use your uh I don't know what the sign. Can you remember what is the meaning of this sign? Is there anyone who can tell me the sign?
Exclamation
This sign,
mark. Exclamation mark.
exclamation. Yeah. So that is what you use for what not equal to. Now for us to deal on equal to, we use the word double equal to. So let me copy this and change it. Now for equal to, we are dealing on equal to, so we are going to add 2. We are going to add 1 equal to, so that it can be 2. Now this indicate that it's equal to. So when I put 34, 34. You see it will show yes because they are equal to. So that is how you can play with what the equal to. So there's something I want to go into, which is what the logical operator. The logical operator. I don't know if you have heard about logical operator before. Is there anyone who have heard about logical operator? If you have heard logical operator, kindly explain to me. Hello.
O- Okay, logical operators. I think it is all this and nan gates, all this computer stuff.
Okay.
Oh,
Logical operator are this are expression. It is an expression that check for if they are true or if they are not true, or and you see we have the and or not. So these are logical operators. So we are going to play on what logical operators. Owoyemi, can you hear me? I believe you are with us.
Yes, I'm with you. I can hear you.
Okay. So you joined the class late. I don't know why.
I have a network issue. That's the reason why. If you notice, I've been in and out like two, three times now. So
Okay,
I
no
just
problem.
I just reach out, sure, but I'm stable now.
Okay. So no problem. So I'm going to copy this our inputs because I'm going to make use of what input. So now I will change our input to input 2. I will copy it again and paste just to change the number. Now we are going to what look for what we are going to check if a certain condition meets or matches with what the logical operator which I'm going to create. So this one will be our 3, this one will be our 4. So so this, can you hear me?
yes.
Can you hear me? Okay. So we are let us move forward. So we are going to look at on what different operators, sorry, logical operators. I'm going to change all these numbers. So we have gotten our 4 inputs. Now we are going to write a condition. I'm going to do it like this. If, sorry, let me use small letter. Now if num1, if num1 is what is greater or equal to num2, and so we are going to put it on bracket now, because we are doing on comparison, and num num3 num3 not equal to, let's say not equal to num4, num4. Then we are going to tell the system to print a certain condition. No, No. So now let's test our conditions. Let's test our condition run. Now this is condition one. Please check what I'm imputing. Oh. Check what I'm imputing. If the condition matches. Okay, I'm going to enter 50. I'm going to enter 10. I'm going to enter 20. And I'm going to enter 10. Now what did you see? Hello?
We can see yes. We can see
Hello?
yes. We can see yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, if you understand it, why is it showing us yes?
Scroll back a bit up. Let me see the okay. The condition is if number one greater or equals to 2, 3 not equals to 4, and is
Please, can you tell me why it's showing us yes?
yes. The and means if both sides are true, it is yes. One is greater or equals to 2, it is true. 4 is not equals to 4, it is true. So both of them are true. Both conditions are true. That shows we have true, which we have yes.
Is 3 not equal to 4?
3 is not equals to 4. We have 3 to be 20 and we have 4 to be 10. So
Good.
20 is not equals to 10.
Yeah, good. So you have to what? Test each condition. Now, after testing each condition, you have to obey the rules of and. Now, the rules of and say that either one of them must be, I think, or both of them must be true, yes. Both of them must be true before it can be what? True. So you have to obey the rules of what? And then test the condition if they are true. So thank you, Oyemi. Thank you. So still the same way. So we can also do for or. We can also do for or. And or says that it is true if one of the expression is true. Otherwise, it is what? False. Now, let's see for or. Let's test for or. For example, I put it as what? Or, then run. So let me run it. Then let's add values of what? Let's add value of 10, 20, 15, and 15. What did you see? Sorry, sorry, my code is showing error. So let's run again. So I'll put 10, I'll put 20, I'll put 15. Now let's see our output. It said no. Why is it showing no? I want to hear from you.
It's showing no because none of those conditions are met.
None of
So,
the condition are what?
met.
Hello, I did not hear you.
It's showing no because none of the conditions are met.
Yes, none of the condition is true.
Okay, let's move further. So, I believe you understand what we have done so far, and
Yes, sir.
let's move on. Still the same way we can also do for what not, not, and we have seen this. Now we are going to move to a new topic. New topic? No, it's not a new topic. We are going to move. I'm coming. To look at a conditional flow statement, which is control flow. We have entered relational, relational operators, and which bring us to what conditional was statement, which we have been doing what conditional statement for a long period of time. Now we have to it properly. We have to have the knowledge, advanced knowledge of what conditional statements, and we are going to look at of what control flow. Conditional statement is like testing different. Uh, we have two conditions. We use if. We are testing. We are not sure. We want to test A and want to test a B. We can say if A is greater than B, we have test, right? Now this is how we can what test a condition. Now we can also do it like this, like if a certain score is 60, and if the score of the candidate, okay, let's say if a benchmark of a, a subject is 60 and a student scored 39, we are going to test if that 39 matches with what the benchmark. If it did not match with the benchmark, it will show fail. But if it passes, it will show pass. So these are what control flows. It tests for what condition. It tests for condition. It search. We use it for what search. We use it for testing. So let's see an example of what I've said earlier. Now let's talk on what scores. Let's set a score to be equal to what 60. Now let's see if a student score is greater than, okay, 39. Sorry, we have set the student score. This is the student score. Now we want to set the benchmark. Now if the benchmark score is what 39 and the student score 60, what will be the result? So let's see. Print pass. Now print pass. Then we can also set a condition else print what? Print fail. Sorry. Afterwards, set my this thing. I have to set my indentation very well so that it will not give me an error. So now look at our output. Now we want to test if this condition passes with what the fail and what the pass to run. It passes. So this is how you can what play with what conditions. Now we have learned on the if and else statement. Now we can also do it for a list. We can also what do it for a list. We can create a list of item and test if a certain item is inside of that list. For example, we are going to create a list lst equal to, let's say, a list of item, let's say 2, 3, 4, 5. So now this is the list we are going to test for. We are going to say if 4 is in lst, print what? Print found. Else print not found. So we are testing for this condition now. We want to know if these conditions really matches. So if 4 is inside this list, let's see, you will see not found. Now let's put item there. So let's say 5. Uh, let's say 45, not found. Now let's put item that is inside there. Let's say 3, found. So this is how you can what play with what simple project. Simple what project. Seen that and we have played with that. So moving statement. Me. So hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you clearly, sir.
I don't know why you guys were mute. So if you can hear me, what was my last statement?
He said that is how we can play with simple projects.
Okay. I believe you did not hear me when I said it. I said we are going to move into a new topic, and which is if elif and else statement. If elif and else statement. Now this if elif and else statement is like testing multiple conditions. It's like what? Testing multiple conditions. So let me write it. We are focusing on what? If if elif and else statement. Now, this is what we want to play with. This is what we want to play with. Now, this if elif statement, we are using it to test what? Multiple statements, multiple conditions. Elif is just like what? Continuation. It's just like continuation of what? A statement. Have you heard about GPA before? APA,
Yes, sir.
CGPA, right? You have heard about that.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now we are going to use this if, elif, and else statement to play with what? CGPAs. We are going to use that of what? The polytechnics, how they grade their what? Their results. Now, in polytechnics, we have what? 3.50, let's say 3.50 to 4.00 is what? Distinction, right? Now, we also, I don't know if you guys is hearing me, because I'm trying to explain. I don't know if you are hearing me clearly. So can I
Yeah, yeah,
continue?
yeah, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes, continue. You can hear you, sir.
So now we have 3.50 to 4.00, which is what? Distinction. And also they have what? 3.00 to 3.49, which is what? Upper credit and all. So we are going to play with what? This elif statement and else statement, and we are going to use it to what? Test the conditions. Okay. So now let's write out the GPAs. Now let's say 3 3.50, 3.50 to 4.0, 4.0. So I'm writing that so that you can see what I want to play with is equal to what? Distinction. Distinction and 3.0 to 3.49 is equal to upper credit, and we have what? 2.50 to 3.49. Okay. 2.50 to, okay, 99, sorry. 99 equal to what? Lower credit, and we have 2.00 to 2.49. Then it will be our pass. Then we have what? 1.50 to 1.99. Now this will be our what? Favorite. We've written them out. Let's play with it. So let's play with it. So now, how are we going to do it? We are going to use that same method we were using, but a new statement was added, which was what? Elif. Elif. Now, and we are going to test two conditions. So we are going to what? Test two conditions, because we are dealing on what? Range. We deal on what? Range. So we are going to what? Test two conditions. Now, I'm going to write out the score. I'm going to write out the score to be as what? Input. So let's say score. Remember, float is what? A data type. So we converted the input to be what? Float. Our input will be in float. So I'll pass it in what I want it to. So we are going to say enter students CGPA, then space. Now, so this is the CGPA which the person will enter. Okay. Now we are going to test a condition. We are going to say if the score is greater or equal to greater or equal to 3.50 column, next we are going to say print. What are we going to print? Distinction. We are going to print what? Distinction. Now we have distinction. We will come down again. We'll come here. We say elif. Now our elif comes in because what? We want to use what? A continue looping statement. So elif score. Then we test two condition. Now why we are not testing two condition in 3.5? Because that is the highest. We said that it must be equal to that. Okay. The person can have more than that. We can also test. We can also use it to test, give it a range, right? We can also give it a range, but I just want to leave it like that. Then let's say if the score is greater or equal to 3.00 and score is lesser or equal to what? 3.49, then our colon. We'll give it a condition to print. We are going to say it should print what? Print upper what? Credit. Now we have already given it a condition, so we are going to copy this. I'm just going to copy and paste. So now I'm just going to change the words, the figures. So we have done for that 3.50 and 2.99, right? 99. So I'm going to paste this, copy this, and paste it here. We are going to say lower credit, and I'm going to copy this. Now I'll change it to 2.0 to put to 2.49. Now we are going to write what? Pass. Here will be what? Pass. Then we set in our last. Since we have gotten the range, and the last will be S. That is when our S comes in. We are going to say S. Everything must be in what? The same indentation line. So S. We are going to what? Print what? Fee. We have gotten pass, and then we are going to say fee. So We'll copy this and paste it here. Now we have A. So this is our condition we are going to now GPA of GPA of it will show Faye. You see, okay, condition and we did not give it a range. So it will show pass. I don't know. I don't know if you can hear me.
Yes, sir, we can hear
Yes,
you.
yes, I
So it show pass because I did not give it a what a range to stop. So for example, I put it as this. If it's greater than 3.5 and put it as this. So let's say 400. So let's see something. Now let's run. Let me put it 5. You see that it show fade because we have already give it a condition. Now but when I put it as what 4, it will show distinction. If I put it as what 3.5, 3.7, it will show distinction too. So because we have given it a range, so that range you must give your what your code what distinction your range so that it can matches what your criterias. So we can also test. Let's test for what 2 points. Let's run. Let's see 2 points. So look at it gave us what lower credit. So this is how you can what test for your condition. Okay, I believe you understand, or should I explain further?
understand.
So you guys understand, right?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir, we understand.
Okay. So we are going to see tomorrow on Sunday, right? Is it Sunday? We
Yes.
are going to meet on Sunday. We are going to meet on Sunday, okay? And we are going to work on different uh projects, different projects. So can we call it a day, or should I continue?
We can call it a day.
So do have a great day ahead, and I wish you success. Till we meet on Sunday, okay?
All right, thank you. Do have a lovely night rest.
Yeah, please
Thank
go
you, sir.
through the YouTube, watch the video, do your assignment. Those people that did not do their assignment, they only agreed in the group chat that they will come to class because I mentioned that they did not come to class because of assignment. I'm laughing. So do have a great day.